Hello, you lovely internet people. Welcome to Let's Get Technical, a podcast slash show where we talk about tech topics, among other things. I'm Vincent, that guy's Jaden,
Hello.
and we are people. And
Yes.
we would have a third guy, Amir, but he could not be here with us today because it is his mother's birthday. So celebrate his birthday, even though you don't know him. You better do that.
I don't know. Does he have a YouTube channel? He obviously does.
Yeah, I think he does.
We could show our support by putting that in the description, can't we? But yeah. So for my viewers, this is Vince, aka Vincent. He's very enthusiastic about technology, which is why we're doing a tech podcast slash show thing. And believe it or not, he's 14. He's a year older than me, and his voice is deeper than I've ever heard a 14-year-old before. Sometimes it's hard for me to believe that you're actually 14.
Well, I am.
How are you?
So, biology.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Okay.
Biology and time.
Yeah. But I guess that's yet is a word now. Yeah, I'm gonna apologize because I might stumble over my words because I don't know why I just do that sometimes. But yeah, this is new to me as well. So if I get things wrong, then I get things wrong. But let's
blame it on the first podcast.
Yes.
Always.
Let us get on with it then. Shout outs to Tom's Hardware for not providing us, but we're sort of nicking some of their information to do this.
For creating an article that we can use in our podcast.
And give credit for them for. So we're not...
Yes.
Yeah.
Tom's Hardware, you're amazing. I wish your name was actually Tom. Is there any guy named Tom in Tom's Hardware?
I don't know.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Oh. Alright, okay, let's get on to the first topic then. The Sapphire ITX Compact R9 380 small form factor GPU for mini ITX or I think it is mini ITX.
Yeah, for mini ITX builds.
Yeah.
So if you have a mini ITX case, this would be perfect for it. But if you have some large case, why would you want a graphics card this small, making it look hollow? So yeah, that's basically the only time you'll need this card, if you have a really small build, or if you just really want a small graphics card for whatever reason.
I guess it's if you want room for customization, then this probably be a good card for you.
I suppose.
Yeah. Right, so I guess we can sort of get into the size of this card, and the fact it's like 117 millimeters across, which is not much bigger than the hand of an adult, I guess. And only has one, is it a ball bearing fan or something like that on there, which you would think probably would have trouble with cooling on more advanced games like GTA 5 and stuff like that.
Well, it definitely has to be clocked lower than a standard 380 in order for it to keep a consistent temperature even on load.
Yeah. So I guess yeah.
Okay, so as far as specs go, you got your usual 380 specs, 28 nanometer process, because graphics cards always use that. You have the standard amount of shader. It's the same as a 380. The only difference is that it has a lower clock speed, and there is a 4 gig variant if I'm not mistaken, but most of the times you'll see the 2 gig variant. And is there any other difference from a standard 380? I don't think so. Other than its size, this is pretty much the same as a 380.
They just compacted it down for the people who don't have a big setup or a lot of room, or want to
or they just want a small build.
I mean, I think this would probably be a good card for me if I was to make a small, if I was to have a small build, because I don't have a lot of room in my bedroom or my setup, so I think this would be a good card for me. But things like LAN parties and sort of like box builds, or I don't know if you call them that, but like, you know, like those small cases, then obviously this is good.
Yeah, if you're going for a LAN party build, this would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Or you could just get a laptop, but laptops are expensive, so don't do that.
Yeah. I can't understand how something. I mean, obviously it's been around for ages. How something bigger and probably, I don't know, uses more material can cost less than a laptop. Is it just because they got to fit it all?
It's because the laptop uses more specialized parts, and because of that, then it costs more to manufacture those specialized parts.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason why they cost significantly more. And also, it's kind of convenient to have a tiny laptop, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this card has 2 mini display ports, an HDMI 1.4 port, meaning that you're not going to be using 4K at 60 FPS, but you wouldn't use this card for 4K anyway. What dumb person would do that? And it has 1 DVI port. So if you're still using DVI, which is actually quite old now, then you'll still be able to use it.
I guess so. I've never seen a mini display port before. What is it exactly? What do you just sort of?
It's the same as DisplayPort, but a smaller version, pretty much. DisplayPort is.
What DisplayPort is.
Oh, DisplayPort is. How do I explain it? DisplayPort is basically the latest video adapter type thing. You know how there's VGA, DVI, HDMI, and then you have DisplayPort. DisplayPort is
adapt it for anything.
I'd say it has a higher speed. I'd say, a higher speed to display than that of HDMI.
Yeah.
So that's the advantage. And because of that advantage, DisplayPort is used a lot for FreeSync and G-Sync monitors, which are adaptive sync monitors.
Yeah.
Which allow for the frame to show up as soon. It's very hard to explain right now. So I recommend checking out a Tech Quickie video on different types of display ports, including DisplayPort.
Are we trying to teach the people who are watching this, or are you teaching me, because I feel quite stupid?
I think we're not. Whatever. The people watching this are probably smarter than us, so don't worry. Okay.
Smarter than me, not you. I don't know. Right. What else? Oh yeah, the looks or aesthetics. If I'm saying that right, am I actually saying it right?
Aesthetics, yes.
The
looks.
Because I feel like I put more emphasis on the I'd make it. I don't know. I make it sound really awkward when I say it.
Aesthetics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, obviously, Sapphire is known for their sort of colourful, looking cards. This isn't really in your face. In my opinion, I kind of like that because I'm not into the really sort of exotic cards obviously Sapphire's done in the past, but this actually does look quite nice. It's more modernized, I would say, because it's got a silver sort of plaque, and then it looks sort of like a matte black or flat black, as you probably say.
It's matte black.
Yeah,
normally call it that. Matte.
I just heard that some some people in America call it flat pack.
I've never heard it called flat black. Never heard it called.
Yeah, I was watching a video on someone doing building a gun or something, and they were spray painting it, and they said it's flat black. Okay. Again, I said flat pack.
Weird.
But yeah, I like it, in my opinion. I don't know about you.
It's not for me, definitely, because I'm not into compact builds. Too much cable management for my liking, so not for me. But it is perfect for someone that wants a small build but doesn't want to break the bank. So
yeah,
that's where this fits in. So if you go on the benchmarks here, it's usually neck and neck with the 960, and even in some cases is actually outperforming the 960. And if you overclock it, then you just get even more power out of it. So
yeah, obviously
that's great.
I'm not sure whether it's compared to, was it the 980? I don't know what you
960.
960, yeah. I'm guessing you probably can't overclock it as much. as it only has one fan. So,
yes, overclocking headroom on AMD cards has been kind of lacking compared to NVIDIA cards, but the fan does somewhat limit the overclocking capability because it can't cool as well as, say, a dual fan setup.
But yeah. Right, so...
And then, after all the benchmarks, we get to... the main verdict of this card is, as I said before, you want a small form factor card that doesn't break the bank. That's the only reason to get this card, and there aren't that many small form factor cards right now. This, if I'm not mistaken, this is the best small form factor card you can go for right now, or at least the lowest priced one. Unless you want to go into the territory of entry level cards, but that's definitely not worth it in my eyes. So, and then if you want something beefier, you'd go for the Mini ITX 970, or something even beefier than that would be the R9 Nano, which comes out in how many days? 4 days from now. It is the 6th right now as we're filming this.
Alright, I don't know if you have anything else to say about this card, or...
And nothing else to say. Just great card,
for its
little
size.
card, huge performance. Okay.
Right, shall we move on?
Okay, next topic. EVGA will soon be entering the enthusiast gaming notebook market. So, EVGA is making gaming notebooks now. Man, that's going to be interesting. Very interesting.
Hold on, I need to find it.
Let me send you the link right now. Give me a second. I'm going to send it in the chat. There you go.
Right, okay. Oh, Tweaktown.
So, yes, this article is from Tweaktown. I have no idea what article what type of website this is, because I've never actually looked at this before, but I'm glad I found it because maybe I'll use it for other topics in the future. But anyway, EVGA, a company mainly known for its graphics cards, exclusively NVIDIA graphics cards, by the way, just like Sapphire is exclusively AMD, and their motherboards. And lately they've been making mice, I think, but to see them make laptops, you never would have guessed. Never would have guessed this. And these laptops will be released with the new Skylake mobile GPUs. CPUs.
Yeah.
Because Skylake recently came out, and this will be the first time that we will have a mobile Xeon, and also the first time we're going to have a mobile K processor, which would be an unlocked processor, meaning it could be overclocked, which is kind of weird because you never think mobile and overclocking. But then again, the graphics cards can now overclock in a mobile mobile PC.
Yeah. So
Actually, fun fact, that was actually a bug at first that NVIDIA removed at one point, but then people got mad, so they released it again. It was interesting, the way that panned out.
That's a very fun and exciting fact there from Vince. 4-core 8-thread i7 6820HK or something like that.
So, I'm looking through this article, let's see.
If I had the money, I'd definitely buy one of these. I don't know if I'd ever...
I don't know, I'd have to wait. I've never been huge into the notebook market because the performance difference between a notebook and a desktop is...
Yeah.
It's very great right now. We're not at the point where a laptop is as good as a desktop just yet. But when we get to that point, it'd definitely be more worth it, I think.
Obviously,
especially with mobility.
This would be better than my laptop, my computer that I have right now. But I would use this for obviously either on the go gaming or just editing when I go traveling. Because at the moment I have like just a normal laptop that's just for, I don't even know what it's for because it's quite slow and it's so annoying sometimes. But yeah, this would be pretty cool. to actually
Okay.
own one of these.
So according to EVGA's marketing right here, EVGA are working on a new 17-inch thin gaming notebook with high-end hardware, planned to launch late this year or early next year. So late 2015, early 2016, 100% EVGA design from the ground up, meaning that they're going to be making their own parts and whatnot.
I guess it's just like they're not copying any other brands. That's literally just
the only difference is. And obviously, this is going to be Intel-based. It's going to have an Intel CPU, Skylake CPU, and it will definitely have some type of... Yes, definitely Windows 10.
Yeah.
And it will definitely have some type of NVIDIA chip inside of it, because AMD doesn't even make that many mobile chips.
A GTX 980M GPU or whatever you have.
Is it the 980M?
Yeah, it's
the 980M is the highest one right now, but they might...
Yeah.
Right down here, 980M. So that will be very interesting. I wonder whether they're gonna make it as an overclocking thing, because EVGA has always been into overclocking, so they'll put in some K processor as well as an overclocked GPU, and maybe you get something great out of it. One thing that I'm hoping they don't do is that I'm hoping they don't make it a 4K notebook, because 4K notebooks are just stupid right now.
Way too expensive for... See, look, I personally, I've seen like 4K pitch quality and that, and it's very good, but I wouldn't want something that good when it would be way more expensive than a 1080p, like, sort of, if we're going to talk about monitors or something like that, because that's still good picture quality, but I wouldn't, I really wouldn't want to pay that much for 4K, like...
Yeah, and it's not just the price, it's just that 4K is very, very impractical right now, because it's not even adopted by that many things yet. You don't have that many 4K movies yet.
Like
you don't have that many games that run well in 4K at the highest settings. So if you're playing 4K to see amazing graphics and everything, we're still not at a point where graphics cards are good enough to run a 4K monitor. Unless you do SLI or Crossfire, but that would involve more cards, which involves possible stuttering and stuff because it's using more cards, and then that just ruins the immersion.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to talk about like mobile phones and stuff, I think it's the what is it? Oh, that I've completely forgotten. It's like the.
Are you talking about a phone that's 4K?
Yeah, the.
I don't think the S6 is 4K.
Oh, right.
I think that's but there is a card that will be 4K, and then there's the LG G4 and LG G3, which are what is it? Quad HD, which is so stupid. Quad HD on a phone is ridiculous. You don't need anything higher than 1080p. You're just wasting battery life by having a higher resolution, so...
It definitely... The S6 is definitely a very good picture quality. Like, my dad has that, and, you know, when you think about it, like, movies and stuff, you're not... The only time you're getting the best sort of quality is when you're on the home screen of it. Because, like, if you're going to look at... like movies and stuff, you can see like a clear difference of the quality to when you're just looking at the home screen and like YouTube videos. I don't know, like Linus films in 4K, but is it the internet? Like, do you need good internet to watch videos?
Yes, you would need good internet to watch videos in 4K. That's another problem with 4K, at least here in America. I don't know about other places that have better internet, but here in America we have such low download speeds that it means that you can't even watch 4K videos. Even some people can't even watch 1080p videos because their download speed is so low. Not to mention you have data caps, so if you have a data cap, you're going to reach that cap faster by watching 4K video. So 4K movies would take up so much data that you'd end up having to pay more because you reach the cap, and then there's tons of problems like that with 4K. But that's the internet side of things.
Yeah, I sometimes struggle with watching 480p, so that's how bad. We do have bad internet in England, like there's the lowest of the low, and then we do have like Virgin, which is like the highest.
Do you have any specific speeds or no?
I think it's 1.3 megabytes on Virgin, like download speed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's good.
That's fairly low.
Oh, is it? Right.
Fairly low.
No, I think, right, okay. Sorry, it's probably something way better. I just cannot remember. I've seen the advert so many times. I can't remember what the little text in the bottom says, like as its highest thing.
Can you just tell me what the website might be?
It's Virgin Media or Virgin just type in like Virgin Internet or something like that.
Virgin Media Internet. Let's see. So we've got this. Come on. Don't fail me, computer. All right. So if we're looking at this, still trying to look for it. Mobile, phone, TV. They make it really hard, unless they mean broadband is... Okay, here we go. Broadband on its own. Okay, they only sell broadband in packages. That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird over here. It's obviously different.
Okay, let's see. You've got your 500 megabit, then 100 megabit, and then 152 megabit.
Yeah. Oh, it's 50 megabit, 100 megabit.
Uh-huh.
52. Yeah, we don't have good internet over here. If you...
No, that's actually fairly good. Virgin Internet, that's actually fairly good. It's not great, but it's fairly good. It's better than... okay, I'll put it this way. It's better than my internet. Meaning that this 50 megabit would be good enough for watching 1080p video, gaming, all that stuff. And then 100 megabit would be fantastic for a ton of things. And 152. Why is it 152? That's just such a weird number.
I know.
Such a weird number. But 152 would be great. All of these would be perfectly fine for anything. Because I have 25 down, 5 up, which is good enough for 1080p. Not great, but good enough for 1080p. 50 up would be perfectly fine for 1080p. 100 up would be perfectly fine for 1440p. And then, yeah, even 4K 100 megabit would be good enough for it.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm guessing 152 megabit, obviously great for streaming and stuff like that in 1080.
Yes. Unfortunately, do they tell you the upload speed? Because this is only download speeds. Download speeds is like when you're watching a video on Netflix or something like that. And then upload speed is when you're doing something like streaming. Mm-hmm. Streaming to YouTube or something like that. Nope, don't see anything. And these are great prices, by the way. Why does the UK get so much? It's just not fair. Not fair.
Hi, welcome back to Internet Reviewers. Hi.
Yeah, right now we're reviewing UK internet.
This is what this has turned into.
I mean, if I go to the Comcast website right now and I look at the prices for 50 megabit compared to Virgin, you'd be really surprised.
Yeah.
So I think 50 megabit there was £30, right?
I'm not too sure, but like my friend has Comcast or something like that, or I think he has like one of the best internet you can get in America, and he pays over like $400-$500 a month.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is just ridiculous. Okay, still looking at internet here.
I think I should move to like South Korea because apparently they have like the best internet. Or is it
yeah, South Korea has the best internet.
Yeah, I might move over there.
Good luck learning Korean. So if I look at the price for it, costs $67 just for 25 megabits of internet, and it costs $45 for you guys just for 50 megabit.
They're ripping you off. They're ripping you off.
Yeah, that's America. Capitalism. Yay.
Alright, I think we should move
Okay,
on to the
next topic.
I don't know.
EVGA making laptops is pretty cool.
I guess that's all we got to say about that. I don't know if you want to add anything, but I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Alright, I don't know...
see.
What should we look?
Okay, more news on mobile...
Whoa,
What are they called? Mobile notebooks. That's what they're called.
Well, you're nicking my.
Did you have an article?
Yes, I did actually. Okay.
Well, forget your article. We're gonna talk about my article. So,
I want to look at some SS. I want to look at this Asus MG 279Q 27-inch 27-inch FreeSync monitor review. I don't know a lot about monitors, and I'd like to have a look at one.
Oh, okay, fine. We'll do whatever you want to do. Can you send me the link?
Of course. There you go. They got a BenQ curved monitor as well. I don't see.
Oh yeah, BenQ is finally making curved monitor. The thing about curved monitors is that it's more like your field of vision, because you know how we don't actually see the world flat. We see it more of a circular type thing. So when you have a monitor that's curved, it makes it so that your peripheral vision, it fits more with your peripheral vision, because you're not seeing the what's it called, the bezel all the time, and it feels more natural. Let's put it that way.
I thought it had something to do with that. I don't know. I never really looked into it. I'm guessing LED monitors are better than LCD.
LCD monitors. Yes, LCD monitors are very old, but LED monitors are actually LCD monitors that are LED backlit. So there's an LED in the back of the LCD monitor, making it brighter. And then I don't think there are that many full-on LED monitors anymore.
I have one.
Because a lot of times they'll advertise it as LED, but it'll still be LCD, but LED backlit. So, okay, so on to this monitor.
4 milliseconds.
Now, the thing about this monitor is that I have no idea. It has FreeSync, apparently. Let me look at this a bit more, so then I realize.
Response time, 4 milliseconds.
That's great for IPS panels. For an IPS panel, that is great.
Like
TN panels will usually run you... TN panels will usually be 1 millisecond or 2 milliseconds.
I had a... Sorry, I knew there was sort of a difference between those sort of panels, because, like, I was like, before I sort of knew a little bit about those, I was looking at some monitors that were really expensive, and me being me, thinking that the response time would be like 1 millisecond, and then obviously realizing it's a different type of panel, and I was really curious about why it was so high, like for a monitor this expensive. That is very expensive, this monitor, though.
Yeah, but when you think about it, since it's IPS, it's actually a great response time for an IPS panel.
Yeah.
4 milliseconds. Okay, so looking more into the specs, IPS panel, we already know. You know what IPS means, right? I don't know what the acronym is, but IPS... the difference between a TN panel and an IPS panel is that the IPS panel has better colors, has more accurate colors than that of a TN panel. So if you're into editing and stuff like that, then you'd use an IPS panel, so then your colors are more accurate. I just knew that there was 2 panels. I didn't really know. And also it just makes everything look prettier because the colors are right. Okay, and this is a 27-inch monitor, which is perfectly fine. 27-inch is, I would say, as big as you should get for a monitor. Any bigger is just ridiculous, unless you're getting an ultra wide monitor, but that's different.
Obviously, like, the bigger the screen, I don't know, is it higher response time or the higher, like, there's a bit of lag between the thingy.
I'm not sure about that. There might be, but I'm not sure. But I'm just saying, because massive screens, there's really not much of a use for it. It's not.
Yeah. It was.
I don't know what else to say. Well, I'm gonna say when you get bigger than 27 inches, you might as well have a TV. Let's put it like that, sort of.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a 19-inch widescreen, and like, because I've got 2 monitors. The other one's 21, I think. But they're the same.
Yeah, they're usually
sort of,
21.5.
Yeah, they're the same sort of height as in monitor size, but they're just, the other one's just longer.
Yeah.
They'd fit perfectly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you don't know how they measure that inches thing, it's diagonal. So from corner to corner, that's how they measure.
You can get like 19-inch that are just like really
like
square.
My monitor is a 23.6 inch monitor, and then I have 2 of them, both 1080p. But back to this monitor.
Yeah.
This monitor is a 1440p panel at 144 hertz, and then its FreeSync range is 35 to 90 hertz, meaning that when your game is within 35 to 90 FPS, that's when FreeSync is working. It's magic, reducing the tearing and all that stuff. But if you get higher than that, then you might start seeing tearing and artifacting, things like that. And then sRGB color, obviously it's IPS. 4 milliseconds response time. We already went over how that's actually a great response time for IPS panels. And let's see, what else?
Display ports, 2 HDMI.
2 display ports, 2 HDMI ports, a 3.5 millimeter headphone output, which is pretty nice. So if you want to do
TVs, like, because my TV has one. I don't think I've seen one on a monitor before. It's obviously very common.
Oh, it's usually on the very high-end monitors nowadays.
Yeah.
So the way you'd use that is, I don't know whether DisplayPort uses sound or not, but if you're using HDMI, then you're sending the sound signal and the video signal to the monitor, so then you play through that. Rather, yeah. So if you had speakers, that's the main reason to use it. But if you could use it for headphones too, if you wanted to. And then it has 2 USB 3 ports, 1 up and 1 down. So there's that.
3.0.
And
it
doesn't matter about the dimensions.
16 pounds, so like 7.3 kilograms. Which I don't know. Is that a good weight for a monitor? Cause
for a 27-inch monitor, that's perfectly fine.
Alright, because like mine is super heavy. I would say mine's probably like.
Is it one of the? Is it
like
the
that.
Thick panel? As in, has a lot at the back or not?
Yeah, mine is actually quite an old monitor. It's a good monitor. It's it's a top of the range when my dad actually got it. I'm talking a lot about my dad in this thing. I don't know why. But yeah, no, it's perfect. It's fine for me because obviously I can't play the sort of games that are like GTA 5 and stuff like that on my computer. But yeah, no, it is quite thick. It's not a modern day one, so it is quite heavy. Like as well, because I think the stand has steel in it. So I guess that's why it's heavy as well, just to make sure it doesn't fall over or anything like that. But yeah, so I guess that's why it's so heavy. I don't think there's really anything else to say about this monitor.
Not really much to say about.
Apart from the fact it looks awesome.
It's a nice monitor. If you haven't, let's just put it this way: if you have an AMD graphics card and you want to reduce tearing, and you want a high refresh rate monitor, then get this monitor. If you have an AMD card, get the G-Sync equivalent of this, which would be the ROG Swift. No, wait, not the ROG Swift. No, it'd be the Acer, whatever Acer panel it is. But that would be significantly more expensive. That panel is $800. This panel is how many?
It's $470 for me.
That's £470.
I know, it's going to be more expensive.
Right now I'm on the UK site, so let's try to see. Yeah, that's going to be more expensive in America.
I've definitely learned something new. I hope you guys have as well about monitors, because I generally thought the better it is, obviously there's a lot more to it, but like I just thought get a nice monitor and it would just work with everything, and now I just realised that if you want the best out of it, you need to sort of get a monitor that's for your GPU or for for whatever you use, pretty much. So.
Well, no, there are monitors that don't have FreeSync or G-Sync, which is the monitors you and I have.
Yeah.
So FreeSync and G-Sync are new technologies to reduce tearing and stuff.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Right.
But yes, there are definitely things to think about when choosing a monitor.
That is what was supposed to come out of my mouth, not
definitely
the stupid thing that I just said. So don't listen to me, listen to Vince.
Alright, so is that all on this monitor?
Yes, we shall move on to a topic of your choice. Actually, no, I'll choose another one.
Okay, I already sent you the topic earlier, so if you just look back there, it's on PC Perspective. Thank you, PC Per, for doing stuff. That's always awesome and always cool. We got sponsored by them today. No, we didn't. We didn't. I wish we did.
Yeah, well, they just sent us a one of these, actually.
They can't send us one of these. This isn't even out yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why they sent it to us.
From IFA 2015, ASUS is announcing their new Republic of Gaming GX700 gaming notebook that apparently is water-cooled. Now, a water-cooled laptop. What I think when I think water-cooled laptop, I think facepalm.
Yes.
Because
what's the point?
Why? Actually, I understand why, but it's just, it makes me cringe.
It's a giant thing. What is that the water cooled in that giant thing on the back?
Yes, that back thing is for water
Why would
cooling.
you carry that around? Is it detachable?
Maybe it's an attachment.
Yes.
Well, maybe we should read the rest of this article to find out.
Yes, we definitely.
Announcing not just a series of but a new series that is water cooled, meaning this is going to be a series of water cooled notebooks.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And okay.
It sort of looks like the bomb that Predator set in that movie, in the Predator movie.
Okay, let's see. That is the new ASUS ROG GX700 series of gaming notebooks coming in the fourth quarter of 2015. So around the winter time, maybe Thanksgiving if you're lucky, but probably Christmas time. Looking for a price? You won't find one here. Dang. I really want to know what the price of this thing is because that's going to be a massive price. I'm going to say 3,000. No, probably not 3,000.
I'd raise you on that. I would raise you on that. I'd say anywhere between, like, I don't know. Are you saying not 3,000 as it would be way too more expensive?
I'm going to say 3,000 at most.
Oh, right. Well, then...
Because you know how there are different tiers of the
I'm going to say 3,001, so just to be different.
Okay, are we bidding here? Well, 4,000... No.
They got 4K monitor, which, as you said, is pretty pointless on a laptop.
On a laptop, it's kind of stupid.
Is that they can't just have... There can't be the water-cooled system in that. It's giant. There's got to be like a GPU or something in there as well.
Well, yeah, there definitely has to be. So, all new flagship gaming monitor, 4K 17-inch, pretty ridiculous. Water cooling system with pump and radiator. The pump and radiator are obviously that huge back part. And then we've got a mobile K-series CPU with overclocking, obviously. There's no reason to water cool unless they're going to overclock the CPU, so it's going to be K-series. We just talked about how Skylake will be the first generation of Intel processors to have mobile K-series processors, so that's pretty nice. And then we've got an NVIDIA GeForce GTX graphics. We have no idea what it's going to be. Based on this, it could be the new 990M that's coming out, possibly, or maybe even a better card that comes out. And obviously, if I had to guess, that card is also going to be factory overclocked, because if they don't overclock it, then they're not getting all the performance. So
overclocking is now pretty much taking over everything, because if you don't overclock it, then what's the point in buying it? Because if you I think
most cards are for overclocking. There are some specific cards that only go up to what they were going up to. Sold at.
Yeah.
So there's that. So 4K screen is gonna be ridiculous, because 4K on a 17-inch screen, those are gonna be some tiny pixels. What I'm wondering is how much of a difference will we actually see between 4K in a 17-inch monitor compared to what 1080p on a 17-inch monitor.
Well, that I mean, like, looking at this right now, obviously we can only see the back bit. In some points, I like it, like, visually wise, because, like, the colors, obviously, Republic of Gaming,
it's always that red
and yellowy sort of orangey color, which, in my opinion, I like. The sort of, like, polished, is it aluminium or something they've got on the thing and everything. It makes it. I think I like that. I like the way they've done that, but I wouldn't want to carry that giant thing around everywhere I go. It's not very portable, is it?
Yeah,
they just made it
that,
as like
that's where I'm questioning it, because how practical is this? How many people really want to buy a notebook that's water cooled? And I'm wondering how this is going to pan out, because this could either be extremely popular such that we get more and more notebooks that are water cooled, or it could just fall flat on his face and then everybody's just like, ha, there's that stupid notebook again.
They're probably going to be, if that happens, they'll probably practically be giving him away, because I don't even know if they would, no, because obviously they've got to test it, and if they, I don't know where I'm going over this, but I like the sort of, the way, like, the colour and the, like, the polished, the metal sort of look, and the mesh sort of guard over that giant box thing. Yeah, but if we're going to think about practicality wise, because all I would do if I had something like a notebook or a laptop would be travelling. Like, I wouldn't use it as...
Yeah, that's the main point of this.
And they've just
notebook
done this. But to me, it does look like it might be detachable.
Yeah, it does look like... It looks like it's a dock. As in, you'd have your little water cooling thing, and then you attach it.
They've got
but
GPU docks.
I wonder how they'd make that work, because would they do something where they lower the clock speed? I don't know. I don't know where this is going. But another interesting thing to touch on is the unannounced GPU. I really wonder what that is. It's probably not going to be a 990M, because the 990M is expected to be performance-wise of a 980 about. So we could be seeing a GPU with the performance of maybe a 980 Ti, because the 980 Ti is a very high performer in 4K. So
yeah, if
we get a 4K equivalent card in the notebook,
it is saying it's possibly more matching the performance of a desktop GTX 980 Ti.
It'll probably be lower than a 980 Ti, but it should. Obviously, the GPU has to be good enough to support this 4K display. So
yeah,
all I've got to say about this is, what in the world is ASUS thinking when they made this?
But it might be a hit, so it depends
I don't
on
know.
what they've obviously got to...
Or maybe they just planned this for the Intel CPUs being able to be overclocked, so they're just like, we got to get on this market first, water cooling.
Yeah. Right, so is that all you really want to say about this, or is there
pretty much?
I don't know if we'll have one more topic or two more topics.
Do you have any more topics?
I'd like to go back on Tom's Hardware just to have a look, shall we?
Because I do have another topic.
Alright, I'll have a look. If there's nothing, then obviously you can talk about it.
Alright.
So let's have a look, shall we? Oh, the ECS Z170 Claymore motherboard. I think that would be a good thing to sort of look at.
Yes, obviously a ton of motherboards are coming out for the Z170 chipset, just because, you know, Skylake recently came out, so motherboard manufacturers are trying to get in on that Skylake money. No, I guess it is Skylake money when you think about it. So they buy the Skylake CPU, and then they're just like, which motherboard to get? Oh, this one looks nice, so they get the Skylake money. Like YouTube money, but Skylake. Oh,
right, okay.
Stupid.
I've changed my idea. I think we should mix it up a bit, and I want to look at the Asus Zenfone 2.
Funny thing is that is the phone that I currently have right now. So if you want to review,
Really?
I should totally review this phone right now. No, actually, I'm not going to. But that is the phone I currently have.
You should do it. You
I
should
have
do it
the-
after this, like as a thing on your.
All right.
Not like.
It's not going to
As
be
a,
on my channel. I'm not doing that.
Oh, right.
All the Zenfone reviews have been played out on video, so I'm not doing that.
Is it a gaming phone?
No, it is definitely not a gaming phone. It's just a standard smartphone. Just your average everyday smartphone. Because if you didn't know, Asus is the maker of the Nexus 7 tablet, and they've
That's
made
what I
a
have.
lot. See, and then they've actually made a lot of phones in the past. It's just that none of them have been in America before, North America before. They've been
Oh.
international everywhere except for North America. So
like this is like the first sort of Asus like tablet / phone product to be in America
yeah,
in a way.
other
I
than
have
the Nexus series stuff, which always.
Oh right, I've got the Nexus 7. Not that I really use it that much, but right. So, is there anything as personal experience you could say about the phone from using it, or?
I would just say it's a great phone for a budget user. Other than that, if you want all the let me think. If you want all the features of a standard Android phone, excluding all the bells and whistles, then this is the phone for you, because this phone still has Bluetooth, still has NFC, still has wireless AC, and it still has 4G LTE, as well as a dual SIM. So if you're an international user, the dual SIM will be perfectly fine, because you know how in the UK, among other places, you just walk a bit and then you're in another city. It's completely weird. No, wait, another country, not another city, but that's the point of a dual SIM, so that if you're in that particular situation.
Yeah. There's I owned a phone with dual SIM as well. No, it was 3, I think, which is stupid.
Yeah, most phones
Yeah.
outside of America would be dual SIM, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I got one, a Jarvik company called Jarvik. I think they're Dutch. I think there were 3 SIM ports in it, which I don't really know what to say about that. I think you really need 3.
You might need 3. It depends on where you're going.
Oh yeah.
Because
if you're
let's say you have family all over the place in Europe, and then every single time you go to visit that family member, they've got another phone service. So then you have to have a SIM card for that phone service, and then a SIM card for another phone service. And then rather than having multiple phones, you just have one phone that can switch between the different SIMs.
Alright, okay. Right, so to end this then, it obviously wasn't a very exciting topic. I thought it would be, because it looked pretty cool, but... the back. That's all we really see on this, apart from the bottom bit of the front. Oh wait, no, there's a full screen bit. Is it a big phone?
Yes,
That is in
it is
left
about the size of an iPhone 6 Plus.
way. Whoa. It's like a polished sort of steel look on the back.
Yes, it does look like it's aluminium. Well, I'll just say aluminum. It does look like it's aluminum.
Okay.
Yes,
Aluminium.
I know it's aluminium, but
Aluminium! Oh, sorry.
yeah, I just said that, but this is America, so yeah, aluminum back, but it's actually just a brushed plastic.
Oh, right.
It is very,
That's
very
quite
close to
disappointing.
the look of aluminum, though, or aluminium, whichever one.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it for that then. I haven't really else to say about this Asus Zenfone 2.
All right.
Was there a 1? Was there ever a 1?
No, it was never called. Well, before they just named it after in the size of the screen, so I don't know. There might have been a 1, but this technically isn't 2. Let's just put it that way. It's not 2, but there was a 1.
Oh. 1, 1, 2, 2.
Okay, next topic. I just sent you the article. again, on PC Perspective, our lovely sponsor, even though they're not a sponsor.
Yes.
But another
probably
thing
gonna
from IFA 2015, we have the Acer Predator Z35 and XB1. Okay, I'm just laughing at the fact that it's called XB1, like Xbox One. Okay, whatever.
Oh, right.
And it's two G-Sync
though.
gaming monitors. So, so
onto the old
the
monitor
first
then.
one is a curved 1080p display, curved ultra wide 1080p display.
that's
So
awesome.
21:9
Don't know.
aspect ratio. So that's just
Just,
I don't know
I've
what to
never
think
heard.
of this, really. And it supports overclocking of the refresh rate to 200 hertz, which that's just amazing.
What?
200 hertz would be
Never seen anything like that before.
so
200
smooth.
hertz.
If you can get up to
Yeah.
200 hertz, that would look, oh man, that would look amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like
Amazingly
you're actually
smooth.
having a nerdgasm.
No, I'm
over
not
this
having a
right now.
nerdgasm. Be quiet. Okay.
Okay. What is that? Is it the company Predator? I've never heard of the company.
No,
before.
the company is Acer. Predator is the series.
I didn't see that. That was where I should look at the title before looking at the picture.
Yeah,
Yes,
Predator is just a series of monitors. So
Yeah.
an ultra wide curved 21:9 aspect ratio 1080p display. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the practicality of this is you don't want a surround gaming setup. You know, like three different
Yeah.
monitors, but you just want a huge monitor just for that because
Yeah.
curved monitors, as we know, are great for peripheral vision and stuff, and they don't have the bezel problem that surround gaming setups have. So that's the most practical use of this display. Plus it's G-Sync, so you have that advantage as well.
Mm-hmm.
As well as high refresh rate, which I'm sure that you probably will have to do SLI to get up to that refresh. But it is 1080p, so I don't know. Possibly SLI, possibly not. And definitely do not get an AMD GPU for this display because then you can't take advantage of G-Sync, which would be stupid.
200.
And
hertz.
we already know this is going to be an expensive display. And what
I
I'm
don't know,
wondering
it's-
is what the normal hertz refresh will
How
be,
much-
because this says overclocking up to 200, but what the normal will be? Maybe
Right,
144.
So the curved one is. What's that one? Is that the Z35?
Yes,
That is $1,199, and the
it is.
XB one.
Where-
yeah, so the
where is
bottom
the
of
pri-
screen,
oh.
So the starting at $799.
Well, it's to be expected that these would be this price because
Yes, because
you know,
of the fact that it can
it's
be
G-Sync.
that sort of thing.
It's a huge Okay, let's just say this: G-Sync plus ultra wide plus curved display equals money.
Yes.
A ton of money equals a
Just
bag of
looking-
money.
Just looking at it before even reading anything, it already looked way expensive.
Because ultra wide monitors are expensive in of themselves, and then you have a curved display, which is even more expensive,
G-Sync
and then you have
stuff like
G-Sync,
that.
which makes it even more expensive.
Yeah, just they pretty much just put everything. If you're a rich person and you do this sort of thing, then it's obviously you can afford something as cool as this.
Well, if you
And
can
I-
afford a computer that can handle this monitor,
Yeah,
then yeah, of course you have enough money to buy the monitor. Probably.
Just sort of looking at this, right? So I love the stand. Just looks awesome. I don't know. It sort of looks like really. I wouldn't want to say like futuristic, but it sort of like a survival, like Bear Grylls sort of thing. I don't know if that really makes sense. It's not making sense, but just sort of like, boom, check me out.
Yep.
It's really, like,
So, judging by the details, I don't think this is an IPS panel. I think it's a standard TN. Especially because of its high refresh rate, it's probably a TN panel. So, okay, now that we're done ogling over this curved display, let's go over to the XB1 series, which consists of a 27-inch and a 28-inch. So,
yep.
let's see. There's not much to say about this one. It just says all monitors in the XP1 series feature G-Sync as well as resolution differentiating factor. So probably 1080p, 1440p, and maybe a 4K? Let's see. From Acer, the 27-inch models feature a zero-frame edge-to-edge design with 4K or W8. Oh, that's 1440p. So 4K, which is actually 4K UHD. Okay, yes, that's 4K or UHD, and then Quad HD, which is 1440p, and then it does not have a 1080p model. It's just IPS.
Right.
With 144 refresh rate and G-Sync, as well as it only says fast gray response time of 1 millisecond. Oh my.
Whoa.
Delicious. No.
What was that?
Yes, I said delicious.
Delicious.
Because what's surprising is that this is an IPS panel with a 1 millisecond response.
And we thought the one that we were looking at 4 millisecond IPS panel monitor was good, and now we're looking at this.
Wow.
1 millisecond. I didn't know. I hope we can hit 0 milliseconds at some point in the future.
Well, that's impossible.
Okay, well,
0 milliseconds would be impossible because 0 milliseconds would just be no response time.
Well,
it wouldn't respond at all.
That's a good thing. Then we could say that it has no response time. So.
Well, that wouldn't be a good marketing claim because 0 milliseconds of response time would just mean you get the monitor, you turn it on, and it's just frozen.
Oh, okay. So we're technically, if my monitor freezes right now, I've got zero response time already. So
yeah, because it's unresponsive. That was a terrible joke, but we could get lower than 1 millisecond. We could go into nanoseconds.
0.5.
No, wait, what's lower than milliseconds? What's one step lower than milliseconds? Is it nanoseconds or is it something else?
Like thrilliseconds. I don't know.
Probably not that.
Millimeter.
What's lower than the millimeter?
Exactly.
I completely forgot.
God, I don't even know.
Is it decimeter? Or is decimeter higher? I don't know. I completely forgot. I'd assume you know this, considering it's your system.
What do you mean? What?
It's totally your system of measurement. The metric system. Here in America, we only know of inches and feet.
Oh.
No. Yeah, we actually know of more than that, but... Yeah.
I thought, yeah. But no, we don't learn about anything lower than millimeters. We're in school and we're just like, oh, measure this. And then we're just like, so today we're going to be learning about millimeters. We're not going to be learning about anything smaller because there's no point. And I'll be like, well, if I'm in a situation where I'm doing a tech podcast with someone called Vince and we don't know...
That's the worst situation.
This is... then how am I going to get through in life if I don't know what something smaller than the millimeter is? So.
I'm going and I'm looking it up. Let's see. Okay.
I'll pretty much look up everything.
Yes, I have to look it up. I need to know. Okay. I think it is nanometer. Yeah, nanometer.
Oh, so you got it. Well done.
Yeah, so it'd be nanoseconds, I think. Just like how Intel chips are 14 nanometer right now. So that's smaller than a millimeter. And then how NVIDIA and AMD cards are 28 nanometer. So yeah, we found it out. So next time you get a trivia question asking what's lower than a millimeter, say nanometer. Yes.
Yeah, that's something you've learned if you're still watching this, which I don't think anyone has, but that's something you can learn, and that's something you can use if you're in a situation exactly like how I am right now, or how we both are.
Yes.
But yeah, so what sort of amazes me, if we're gonna look back at computers from, let's say, like the year 2000, they were just like massive, ginormous things, and then things before that. How far we've come in like the last like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long since the first computer was built.
It hasn't. And now we're looking at things that we can just upgrade and having nanometer second response time.
But at the same time, we're getting to a point where we have to slow down, too, because we've gone so far that it's hard to make anything new.
Yeah. Alright, well, is there anything else you want to say about this? 'Cause
I would say generally... Are we done here? Are we done here?
Well, I guess we are.
Yeah, it's been about an hour or so. I hope people enjoyed this. If you're still here... You get a non-existent cookie.
That you can just put in your little non-existent mouth there. I don't know.
Non-existent mouth. You just have this non-existent mouth right next to you. Like, here you go,
one.
mouth. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you can store it away for a nice day. A rainy day, you can have a non-existent cookie. I think that'd be a good idea.
So, I don't know what else to say. Come back next week to see that one guy in Mirror. If he's not dead, he's probably not dead. Okay.
Yeah, his giraffe ate him. His pet giraffe.
Sure. And should I do all that stuff? Like if you like, dislike if you dislike. Leave a comment letting us know why you like or dislike respectively. And above all, don't forget to subscribe to maybe his channel. His channel's better than mine. And then maybe if you feel some pity for me, give me a pity subscribe. I don't know.
Just do what you want. Right? If I feel like we're talking to ourselves right now, because I don't think anyone is going to take anyone that my subscribers, because a lot of them I don't know if any of them are this into tech as probably you or me, would actually take the time to watch this whole thing. But still, this is good. So yeah, subscribe to his channel because he's a lad. We say lad here, so yeah. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.